Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In today's video we are playing a game called Fellowship. It is releasing in November, but there is a demo available in Steam. The link will be down in the description for all of you to go and check the Steam store page and to play the game as well. Now there are different classes in the game. There are some that aren't available just yet. There is an inventory system as well as a crafting system where if you have 3 of the same weapon, which are, gratefully do have, we can merge them to increase the rarity and get random stats for them. Now that's pretty cool. It does allow you to get like really strong weapons, and then each character uses a different weapon, so you don't have to worry about putting a specific weapon, sharing weapons. You do have to share the armor or the gems, but unfortunately that is just how it is. But we do get a new bow for our archer, so we're going to put that on him, and then we're going to go straight into it and take a look at the gameplay. Now when you first start the game, you've only got the first act open. Once you finish the first act, you unlock the second act. So we're going to do the first act. You do get a mission when you first play the game. It is to unlock one of the characters in the first act, and you also get that when you are playing the next round as well. So you can see our character over here does give you a little tutorial on the side, or the buttons that you push. So sprint is this over here. If you push it, your character does move faster, but there are upgrades in the game where you are able to increase your movement speed as well, and I think those upgrades are very vital when playing. Now we did unfortunately not get the start that we wanted. We did actually want to grab ourselves the Lancer, but the Archer is very good, especially with the Lancer, because you get something called synergies. So this is the synergies over here. I'm not 100% sure what they do because it doesn't actually tell you. I'm assuming some things like this over here is increased attack speed for your group. This one might be increased damage or range. But we do get this one over here, which is actually an ability. It does work with the Lancer's throw as well as the Hunter or the Archer's multi-shot. So we get throw to level 1 and multi-shot to level 3. And then we get an awesome little ability that we can use that uses some of our mana as well, which we currently have nothing of. So the point of the game is to, kill as many enemies as you can, and then kill the bosses at the end of the run or during the run. Now what happens is, as you're playing, there are going to be things that you can go and destroy, like pots and chests, I guess you could call them, and those are going to allow you to obviously then go and get more equipment, get some buffs on the game. There is some healing from there as well, and things like that, so do look out for those. There are also these purple, I think like stones, I guess you can call them, that you can go and destroy, and they are going to allow you to pick up the gems as well, from my own experience. I could be completely wrong if that's what they are, but from what I've seen, those over there are, those little gems. Hopefully we can find one for you guys, but those are what what I consider, or what I think, drop the gems for you, and gems are just bonus stats on your character. Alright, so we are going to put a lot into our movement speed. The movement speed is going to be very important. You can move your characters out more with the mouse scroll. You can turn them with Q and E as well, and then you obviously unlock different combinations and different skills with the characters as you level up. So we've unlocked Make It Rain and things like that. We did break something over here which gave us, see, those purple things is what I'm thinking are the runes. That's from breaking something. I didn't even see what we broke because we do use quite a lot of ranged characters. I do like a lot of the ranged characters in the game, and that's why we play with the Archer and the Lancer. The Lancer gets this called Throw, where he throws his actual lance at the enemies. He will eventually use it. I think he uses it after every 4 or 5 auto attacks, and then he'll throw his lance in this huge area in front of him. But you could see, there we go, he just used his throw. So really cool skill. I like the Lancer the most out of all the characters. Definitely one of my favorites. And you do have to micromanage your team as well, to ensure that you don't get killed. The priest is a buffer and a healer, so we are going to grab the priest. Gosh, what is wrong with me today in speaking? And that's going to put us in a much better space with regards to healing and that. So after you get 3 characters, you now get different formations, which if you push tab, you can change. And then the one formation I do like is the lineup formation, because it allows you to control where each and every one of your characters aims. Normally, they just aim in the direction that they're standing based on their formation. But when you are in this formation here, you can control where every single one of your characters is facing and attacking. So it gives you a lot more freedom in terms of damaging enemies and facing them and doing the right amount of everything for them. So very, very strong over there. Alright, high morale. That gives us increased attack speed. It is a buff, so you're not always going to see it on. So currently it is on and you can see it. We pick up a nice dynamite over there that kills everything on the screen around us. And we've got some new enemies over here. The art style is definitely unique and different, and I really, really enjoy it. And we finally got our multi-shot up. So that we now unlocked the ability. I'll show you what it is when we find the boss, or when we're kind of surrounded by everything. It does use mana, so you don't really want to just use it all willy-nilly, and you don't want to waste your mana, although you do get it quite a bit. So when we get to full mana, we'll start to use it, and we'll go and see that. Now, I did mention that the bosses drop equipment. There is a chance for other enemies to drop it, but it is guaranteed as a drop from the bosses. So to farm, you kind of got to just refarm the bosses and things like that if you want, or you have to just get lucky and get it dropped by other creatures. So we'll see if anything does drop. It's quite obvious when you've dropped a piece of equipment, because it's a huge box on the floor that you can then go over and pick up. And we're going to stick with the 3 pair. I haven't found every single synergy in the game, so there might be some synergies that are fantastic to run as well, but I really do like the synergies I get from these characters and the way that it works right now. I am still experimenting, but I thought it would be really, really cool to show you guys the current formations and the current play that I use to get where I was. I still haven't finished Act 2 yet. It is quite difficult, especially if you compare the two. I mean, if you wanted, you can kind of just put a little bit of time into the Lancer, and then you can solo the first act with him, whereas the other ones are a lot harder. So over there we pressed number 1, and you saw that we used a really cool attack. You get a nice little animation over there that plays, and then we shoot a whole bunch of throw attacks around us. We defeated the first boss or mini boss, and you can see he dropped a chest for us. I am actually going to take the Barbarian over here. I really do like one of the skills the Barbarian gets as well. I can't remember the exact name, but we'll see once we level up if we get access to it. The Barbarian is melee, but we do get buffs like you just saw there called Warcry and things like that that are going to buff our allies. So it is very, very strong to get multiple, allies and things like that that give you different buffs that make you stronger. So the Holy Knight is like a defensive unit as well. He puts a shield around you and your allies, or around himself, and that's going to make it so that you actually block projectiles, which is pretty good if you need that defensive layer there. So each character specializes in different things, and as you can see there, we did get lucky and we managed to get ourselves a nice chest dropped by a random enemy. So I don't believe there's anything like a luck stat in the game, but we can go over some of the stats after this run and see how it is. So Blunt Gyro is the skill I was looking for. It's kind of like your typical warrior or barbarian whirlwind attack that you see in most games. So there we go, they are doing it, and it is ridiculously strong. You can just run through minions when you do that. Also, when you push shift to dodge, or not to dodge but to sprint, it does actually allow you to dodge enemy attacks. So You can sprint through enemies or projectiles and things like that if need be. If you feel like you're about to get hit or something like that, you just press shift and your characters will run through the attack. So very, very useful. And again, we're just sticking to the formation that we like. Another really good formation is with the Berserker as well as any of the other characters. You just play with the first formation, this one over here, and then when the Barbarian uses the Blunt Gyro, you're able to kind of control it a lot better. But for now, I like this formation to work for me. But you can see we do have other synergies that have now been unlocked. We do just need to increase our knockback level as well as high morale, and we unlock the other synergies with our team. Very, very strong. Alright, so let's grab the Holy Knight. I don't know, I think we can unlock some more synergies, see what's out there and available for us. You do get things like the bread that dropped over there that heal you if you do need the healing. Otherwise, you can just kind of run around and use your priest to heal your party. Alright, we might have to change what our party formation is, only because it becomes quite hard to control such a large group of allies. But let's use our special ability over here, kind of clear out the junk trash mobs that are following us. It does make it a lot harder actually to keep units alive. However, what's really, really nice is that when we are on the next level, there are different, not very, very nice, but there is, the next level is a lot harder because it introduces like burning and other aspects into the actual gameplay. And what I was going to say is what's actually really nice is if you do get units that die, there are going to be shrines that spawn that allow you to revive those units. So if you do manage to get knocked out, or if you lose an ally or two, you don't have to worry too much about that. You will be able to revive them at the shrines. As long as you have one unit to survive, you will be able to at least get one or two of them back over time. So do keep that in mind. Alright, my usual strategy is to just level up throw as much as possible, and then what we do is we just aim in the general direction of all of the enemies, and then when we use throw, we one-shot absolutely everything in front of us. Now, you do need to go and collect as much coinage as possible, because coins allow you to upgrade your skills in the character screen that we looked at earlier. You just spend a bit of money, but we'll show you that when we finish the run and we've got a little bit more equipment and things like that to look at. Alright, we can upgrade our throw level. That's just going to increase its damage and everything like that as well, which is fantastic. The more damage, the better. Again, pick that up over there, and we got ourselves a magnet. Now the magnets are fantastic because, as you can see, they help us get the juicy XP that we otherwise would have lost there. But we do have more synergies now that we've picked up. I don't even know what these do. Again, they don't really tell you. So they tell you what skills you need, but they don't really tell you over there. So hopefully the developer's watching this and he'll be able to, comment either in the video or make it so that in the future, in another update or whatever, when the game gets another update, we'll be able to see what those synergies actually do for you as a character and things like that, because there's not always going to be a time where you're going to want to use every single synergy. You'll want to kind of play around specific synergies and tactics, so knowing what those all are will be really, really cool and very, very helpful. Alright, you can also change the order of your characters by pushing spacebar. So if you aren't happy with a certain order, or if you wanted a different leader, you can do that as well. I'm not 100% sure what it does just yet, because no character has a leader skill that I'm aware of, but maybe they do, and again, I'm just not aware of it. But for now, I don't see a reason to use a different leader besides for changing where they are in the formation. But we are on the next mini-boss, and as you can see, he's dead already. and our characters are very, very healthy. Ooh, we did actually get super lucky there and were able to find another item piece or another chest piece, so that's fantastic. Also, I don't know if the actual chest pieces drop one piece of equipment or if you can get multiple pieces of equipment per box. If you can get multiple pieces of equipment, that would actually be really, really cool, but I think it is only one piece per box, so there is quite a little bit of farming that you do need to do in the game, which is fun because you know, it's a really, really fun game. Visually it looks really good, and the soundtrack is also really nice to just chill and play with. So, you know, there's nothing in here that's like, oh no, I have to keep playing. You don't really get that feeling. You kind of want to try different things and different stuff, different combinations, and when you play all of them, you get the different synergies and things like that. So it does have its replay value in the game as well, so not too worried about that. Ooh, there are a lot of arrows being thrown at us. We do have to just be careful, kind of walk away from the enemies. When you get too much movement speed, I have found a little bit of a bug. It's kind of like a loading bug. We can kind of get the enemies to load in a very weird way, kind of like the game just automatically teleports them in front of us and stuff like that. I don't know why it happens, but it does. Maybe we can get enough movement speed here to kind of show you guys, or you know, just to show the developers, because saying it isn't the same as actually showing it. I don't know how to describe what happened to kind of fix that going forward. But very, very polished game, very, very cool. I do wish there was maybe something on boots as an item that you could get that makes it so you don't collide with the environment. Or maybe in the future we can add even more formations to the game to make it so that you can kind of fit into these areas. But you can see you can separate your allies even more, or you can bring them closer together to be more huddled as well. So at least there is some option and freedom with the builds and with your formations, and at least there is the options between like 3 different formations as well for your characters. But my suggestion is, in the beginning, don't run with 5 characters. Personally, well, I mean, the developer and I were talking about it the other day, and he says he can, at level 1, finish the round or the act from a fresh save using different synergies and the 5 characters correctly. Obviously, he knows the ins and the outs of the game, so it's a lot easier for him. But I found out unlocking the Lancer first, and then, you know, evolving or upgrading him in the character screen in the beginning of the game and equipping him with items makes it a lot easier to get through the game, because the Lancer is very, very strong, just with the way that he attacks, with the skills that he uses. But the Archer seems to be pulling his weight nowadays as well. I think the first time I tried the game, I played with the Archer, and I was like, oh yeah, he's actually pretty cool, and I got my ass handed to me. So I found the Lancer and I was like, you know, this guy feels so much stronger. But I guess it's just because I played on him a lot more than I've played on any of the other characters, like right now. So he feels a lot stronger to me because I'm used to playing with him a lot more than the other characters. Alright. Pick up the health over there, picking up as much gold as possible as well, because, ooh, we got another weapon. That is really, really cool. So I don't even know what is going to help you get better RNG over there, but we've had some really good RNG. I don't think I've picked up as many weapons as I have today, or equipment as I have than I have doing this video for you guys. So that's really, really cool. It must be the streamer RNG or the YouTuber RNG coming out now, you know, because otherwise we normally pick up like 1 or 2 pieces. It's guaranteed for every boss, so it's always going to be 4 pieces as long as you finish a run. But otherwise we've been very, very lucky. Alright, here's the next boss. We're going to just press 1 on his face, and that should deal a huge amount of damage to him. Actually not. But you can just stand back. You can see the attack that he uses over there. And you can see we deal quite a lot of damage to him. And there we go, boss dead. Push shift to get out of there without taking too much damage. And we can even follow your Lance's pierce attack, or throw attack, sorry. If you feel like you are in a bind, wait for the attack to come up, use it, and just follow right behind it, because it kind of clears the path for you and your characters. Alright, these were the gem breakable objects that I was speaking about. So we break that, and you can see that purple gem comes out. Again, not really sure what that is. I do believe it is going to be those gemstones that we will look at the end of the game. So do stick around for the entire thing so that you can see what it is that we are picking up as well. Alright, I don't see any other synergies, so the current one that we are using is only 6 of them. We do need to get Harm Morale up 1 more level, as well as Knockback up more levels. Knockback, although it sounds like you're going to knock enemies back, actually increases our damage, so it is a very good upgrade to pick. And Harm Morale gives us attack speed, consecutively, so the more we attack, the faster our attack speed goes up. But I don't believe it affects anyone but the archer, which is fine as well, as long as he is getting all of the attack speed and getting stronger and stronger throughout the run. Okay, let's push number 1. We are on full mana, so that's okay. It does use, it looks like 25% of our mana, which is perfectly fine. That does mean we are able to use it 4 times on a full mana bar, which is fantastic because it deals a whack ton of damage, and being able to kill things as quickly as that does make it a lot easier. I haven't figured out what any of the other special abilities are just yet. I was hoping there would be something with the Warrior's Bludgeon, or Blunt Gyro ability. That would have been a really cool one, but unfortunately I haven't figured any of them out. Maybe the developer will be loving and let me know discreetly what it is, so I can show you guys in future videos all the different special abilities as well, because that would be pretty cool to see what they are. Also, I really like that artwork as well, so it would be really nice to see. Alright. Harm Morale. Just trying to think. The ones, it was a level 4 Harm Morale, I guess. One synergy just unlocked. I don't know which one did, but something did. Let's go this way. Hello. Don't know what happened there, but I felt like I lost control of my character. My characters are definitely feeling very boosted over here. They seem to be doing a lot of damage as well as moving a lot faster, which is fantastic. And also, we do have that juicy heal from our priest, which does make it a lot easier for us to survive, thank goodness, because otherwise you have to run around trying to pick up health potions, and that can just put you into more trouble. So we're nearly at the final boss. We've killed about 3,000 enemies, which is fantastic. We're going to put another level into Great Shield, which opened up another... Oh, Great Shield and Divine Blessing. What does that do for us? That is so cool. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. So it gives us a shield. Oh, great. So now I found another combination. Look at that. That is fantastic to see. So we are able to survive even longer now, knowing that we have this combination, which is fantastic because it also is something I think I need for the second act. So that's going to be a really good combination for the second act, and I think it's really cool that it has this really nice artwork every time you use it as well. Just definitely something that's different, not something you would see going into a roguelike like this. But it's really cool that it's kind of a farming. You got to look for your equipment, you get to upgrade your equipment, and the highest quality equipment is legendary as well, which is really cool. So it's going to be really fantastic to see what legendary equipment we can get, and apparently they also have unique features to them as well. I don't know how hard it is to get legendary, but just to get you know, the upgraded, you know, just to get a rare one you need 9 pieces of equipment. So you kind of got to go from common to uncommon to rare to you know, the epic, and then legendary, I think it was. So it's going to take a bit of time before you're able to get to legendary equipment, and then you also got to hope you get some really good stats going forward from there as well. Okay, we're just going to pop our special abilities over here, just because you can see there are quite a lot of enemies around us. But our health bars are looking very juicy and very safe, so I think we'll be a-okay over here. I'm just so happy I found that other skill or synergy over there. Alright, we have the final boss fight over here. He's not actually pretty easy boss fight in terms of what he does and how to handle him. So he's got that attack over there. We just got to kind of stay in a line and shoot him like this. The lance does kind of hit him as well. We don't even need to stand in a line like that. As long as we are able to dodge his attacks, you'll see that he starts to get hurt really quickly. So I think it's just a combination of I'm really strong versus, you know, we deal a lot of damage. I mean, you know, he's easy to cart around and his damage is easy to, you know, dodge. So puts us in a very good spot as well. I'm just waiting for more mana so that we can use our one ability. I don't know how mana works. It seems to just come back with kills, I believe. So that's going to help us. We just got to kill everything in the area. And as you can see, the boss is nearly dead. We just mustn't forget when we kill him at the very end to pick up our chest that he drops just before the run ends. So you do need to do that. So quickly go pick up all that stuff. Gives you a couple of seconds to do it. And there we go. So it took us 21 minutes to do the run. A very acceptable time limit. Some games are a bit, you know, slower on that. But as you can see, we've actually picked up quite a lot of equipment now. We've got new lances. We've got some more swords, some shields, and some staffs. So let's go and take a look quickly at the characters. So we'll use the Lancer as an option. So we've got a couple of gems put in over here. Unfortunately, I can't remove them just yet. I haven't unlocked any of these things. I think it might be something to do with the next stage, or it isn't implemented into the game just yet. But if you click on over here, on the skills, you can individually upgrade all your different skills. And it is for each different character, so you can increase the duration of the buffs, you can increase the cooldown and the healing percentage, you can increase the size of the buffs and things like that. So it's a really fun game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and always remember, keep safe survivors. Until next time, cheers.